What's up, y'all? So this is your girl Jasmine Goddess here, and on this episode, I'm going to be interviewing one of my trader friends. His name is Dontre Posey, and he's going to tell us all about his trading journey, how he got started, all the ups and downs, the twists and turns, and even give y'all a few tips for how to become consistently profitable. So let's get started. Tell us about your trading journey. Tell me where you're from and how you got started trading.
I'm from Concord, North Carolina, born and raised 704. So how I got introduced to this was by my little brother, Ricky. He been trading for a while, 3 years, came from like one of those MLM things. And one day he called me, I was selling insurance. And he said, Dontre, I just made 11,000. I said, what? I said, 11,000? Like when? He was like, today. I said, nah, man, get up out of here. So it happened to be, I'm thinking he, full of cap.
Right.
But I'm like, nah, ain't no, my brother ain't gonna lie to me saying he made, 11,000 in one day. So it was crazy because I met one of my Navy buddies. He reached out to me and was asking about, some information about insurance.
Mm-hmm.
And I happened to see him, posting these crazy numbers. And, it was like, it was crazy numbers, like 30,000, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, man, look, I can sell you an insurance policy, but man, forget that. I want to do what you doing. He said, you trying to learn a trade? I said, oh, that's what you do? I said, man, I've been looking for you my whole life. And he just busted out laughing. And it's crazy because the dude that trained me and brought me into to trading, man, he was like not what he was now, what he is now.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm like, man, like you changed and did all this. I'm talking about Paris.
Wow.
So I'm like, man, like how? So then he told me, next thing I know, I joined the group, his Discord group. I joined his Discord group. I joined Superb Trades, and they taught me a lot of stuff. And one thing, Paris told me was, hey, never stop learning.
Mm-hmm.
So I never did, so the strategy, he taught me, I used it, and then I branched off and found something else that really worked for me.
Mm-hmm.
But that's a true mentor, somebody that tells you, hey, I'm going to teach you, but you're going to find your own way in these markets. You know what I mean?
That's the truth.
So that's how I found it. And man, shout out to Pete. You know what I mean? If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be here. A lot of us probably wouldn't be here. So shout out to Pete.
That's how I got in the group. He reached out to me too, because I knew him from growing up back in high school. And I started trading options. Then he reached out to me like, you trade options? Yeah. He's like, we got a whole group. Oh, what? And that's how I got involved. And now I love it. Y'all like my family, like for real. So what was the most difficult part about learning to trade when you first started?
Man, I ain't gonna lie, time management, for real.
Wait, what management?
Time management.
Time management. Never heard that in trading.
Yeah, time and the reason why is because I was selling insurance. So I was already doing something else. And then I was like, man, I got to stare at these screens and do this. But it was staring at the screens for a short amount of time. And the reason why it was so short is because Paris took me under his wing and showed me, how to really do this thing, right? What I need to look for. And it's crazy because as a new trader, we all focus on trying to, find the next golden package, right? The next golden trading strategy. And, to be honest, a lot of strategies really work. It just comes down to emotions, you know what I mean? And
that way, that part,
that emotion is what, it's not that you can't learn the strategy, because I'm gonna be honest, you can learn strategy in really 60 to 90 days.
Mm-hmm.
And if you got a mentor like P, I mean, I was dissecting these markets in 30 days, you know what I mean? So, as I kept getting stronger and seeing different markets, man, that time, that time to learn to trade started getting shorter and shorter and shorter. So everybody's learning curve is different. Some people get the thing right away. Some people come in within a month and they know what they're doing, but it's just other things they got to work on, right? And I was one of those, I was one of those people. So definitely shout out to P. So
now let's talk about technicals and profits. Let's talk about the money and the actual skill of trading. So what was your most profitable day in the market? And then tell me what was your biggest loss in the market?
Well, I'm gonna start off with this first. I started off with options. So I started off with options first with P. My biggest day in the market on options was $476, right?
How did you feel when you made that?
I did a backflip. I did a backflip because I remember I was sitting here, my baby girl was about to be born, and I'm like, man, I gotta get this down. I said, ain't no way I'm about to be going to work for somebody else, and I'm sitting here making this type of money. Ain't no way. So I yeah, that was my biggest day in options. And then my biggest loss in options was like, again, Paris taught me how to trade. He told me to stay away from SPX. Guess what I go do? I go to SPX. I lose 1.8K. I lose $1,800.
Mm.
I said, oh, Paris said, well, how'd you do that? I said, I don't know, trading this SPX, man. It tore my account up. And so it was definitely
So,
that was my biggest loss. So, but then I discovered futures by
right.
a good friend of mine that I was selling insurance with.
Mm.
And he told me about futures, and I was like, man, I'm trading options, man. It's straight, it's
Mm-hmm.
good. He was like, well, with futures, you could do this, and this. That's when I got introduced to the prop firm world.
Mm. And thank you for that, because you introduced me to the prop firm. And
Yeah.
yes, sir.
So he introduced me to futures, and he was like, man, yeah, you can trade futures not using your own money. I said, what? I said, man, that's got to be a scam, bro. Ain't no
Wait,
way.
he said you can do what?
You don't have to use your own money
Oh, with the prop firms.
with the prop firm. Granted, in options, I started my first account with 5K,
Mm-hmm.
4,800 to be
Mm-hmm.
exact. And yeah, and I'm like, man, shucks, I could have did a lot with that 4,800 once I found out about futures. But
Right, right.
um, when it comes to futures, though, once I found out about futures and how it worked, and I could use the methods and stuff that Paris taught me at first, and then
Mm-hmm.
I branched off, started learning some other things in
Mm-hmm.
the market when it came to my strategy. So my biggest day in futures this year was 30,000.
You
My
did
biggest
30K on future?
30
When?
futures.
When?
I want to say in August, I think I did 30K. So remember, I
Wow.
had that big 20K day. That was
yeah.
my
The
first
day,
day,
the day
right?
when you start thinking everybody, like you won
You
the
start
grand.
thinking everybody. Hey, look, gotta give a shout out to my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. I gotta do it. You know what I mean? So, um, so that was my first biggest day, and
Yeah.
I remember, man,
Mhm.
I ain't gonna lie, I about cried. I'm like
Right.
20K.
Because
I'm
you know
like,
what? It showed you what you're capable of. Like, look what I
right.
can do. Like, the sky's the limit.
And I turned around. It took me a little bit, and then I had a 30K day, and I
Mm.
said, I'm going crazy on this thing.
Hold on. How long did you stay in the play when you had those days? Or was you
So
or was you
what?
scalping? Was it multiple positions or was it
It was
one trade?
one trade. I
And
called it,
how
and
many contracts did you use on that play? And what
so on
and what symbol was it? What company?
So I was trading the S&P 500, which is ES on
Mm-hmm.
futures, right? So for y'all that trade SPY and SPX,
Mm-hmm.
ES futures is that same movement, right? But
Right.
you get, whatever, you get more movement on the futures end.
Right.
So I traded with 20 contracts that day. 20 contracts, I called it a 20 something point play.
Mm.
And at that point, that was my biggest play ever. And I
Right.
just remember it. I remember it. I got two big, fat, juicy candles that moved 10 points apiece. And
Mm.
I was in and I was out.
What time frame
Um,
was that on? The 5 minute or
that was on 5 minutes. I caught it on the 5. So I seen a rejection and I took it and I got in. And next thing I know, because I always see Paris catch these big, fat, juicy candles. I'm like, every time I get in, they don't do nothing to that for me. But for him, he'd be like, man, I'm holding the line. And then it'll just shoot up for him. I'm like, man, ain't no way. I'm like, man, you gotta give me something one time, man. So
right.
I caught that 3, and then I caught the 30K. And then
Mm.
that 30K, I couldn't believe my eyes, man. Just catching
Wow.
that type of money because selling insurance, I only had one, I think I had 2 times that I made 20K in a month selling insurance.
But that's a
Two
lot.
or three.
One person with a 9 to 5, though, we ain't making no 20
Right. But
in a
it took
month doing
forever.
nothing.
Right. But it took me from dialing, then going out and selling it. You see what I'm saying?
A
Where
lot of
with
work
this,
for it.
yeah, with trading, it's an infinite money glitch. It's an infinite money glitch.
Yep. And
So
you know what I look at trading like? I was telling Philip this. I said, I look at trading like the universal ATM machine. Like the world's ATM. Like we can literally go in there and grab money out. Like
it
to
don't
me,
make no
it's the
sense. It
ATM
ain't even
machine.
fair.
Huh?
It's not fair because you see, the profits in the group, Paris, Phil. I mean, if people really knew what what we see on a daily basis. And you just look at like, this is the average, not calling them average, but this is just the average person. You know what I
People
mean?
like
And
your friends, if they could do
right,
it.
they don't believe you.
Yeah, and that's why I like being in the group too with people who are at that level of trading and making that amount of money, because you like, if they could do it, I could do it. If they figured it out, I could figure it out. You know what I'm saying? So it's just about how long you gonna put in the work. What was your biggest loss with futures though? You told me about your biggest day. Tell me your biggest loss, and then how did you bounce back from that emotional pain? Because it be breaking our hearts though. Because like you was about to do that backflip. I know you want to crawl under the bed on the big.
I think, to be honest, yeah, and it's true. To be honest, my biggest loss in futures, I'm gonna say 8,000. I'm gonna say 8,000.
Yeah.
But it was it was 10K. I made 20K one day and then lost 10K the next.
Man, that roller coaster. So
and what it is I was on cloud nine. I was confident. And it's crazy because I made the 20K and I was like, I should probably scale down. Like I should probably trade with like 2 today. Man, I go in there and try to do it again. Got my head buzzed. And I said, oh my gosh. I said, this is what Paris is talking about. Like, it's not even about the strategy. I'm telling you, it's risk management. Risk management and emotions. That's it. So if you can get risk management and emotions down, you can have a 20% winning strategy. And as long as your risk management is cold, man, you're gonna win off of 20% strategy.
Yes.
You can become profitable.
You so right, because today is what I realized too, because I was just telling them like, all right, I just got funded. I was literally on the phone on the live with talking to Marlon and Paris, and I was like, I got funded, whatever. Then Marlon, he was like, yeah, you about to start making the big bucks. I said, I finally feel like I found my consistency. Paris was like, he was like, now it's gonna be about the psychology. Now you switch it to the psychology. You got the strategy down, you got the skill down. Now it's all about the psychology. And then what I do, go back into the market. And that's when I ended up losing everything that I made, because I wasn't managing my emotions and like discipline, not getting back in when you got your money.
And who are you trading with right now?
What, Top Step?
Top Step, right?
Yeah.
So, and it's crazy that you say that, right? Because we come from a previous prop firm, you know what I mean? And
don't talk about them.
Yeah, so we come from a previous prop firm where it took, you got trade for 7 days and then you can't get a payout for 10 days, but hopefully you pass within the time frame that they do on the payout. Because if you don't, if you don't pass within the time of the payout, then now you gotta wait a whole nother month and you might be up 10K in profit. And we already know how this game goes, right? But as a trader, you have to withdraw, right? You have to withdraw. I don't care if it's $200. You need to withdraw from the market so you would know that what you're doing is real. You making money from it, right? You got to touch that profit because we make digital cash, we make internet money. So that we make this internet money, we make the money, but we don't touch it tangibly. You know what I mean? So when you touch it, it do something to the psychology. Like, my risk management needs to be on point because I can withdraw this like tomorrow. You know what I mean? So that's where I love Top Step, because you get funded in 2 days. You get funded in 2 days, and you can withdraw every 5 days that you green. So you can you can win 3 days, lose Thursday and Friday, come back, win Monday, Tuesday, and withdraw. But as long as you got risk management, them 2 days that you lose shouldn't take your profits away.
Yep.
So
that's the next step. Yep. All right. So do you feel like you found consistency? Like my whole end game, just like the leaders of our group, Paris and Phil, they figured out consistency. They consistently profitable traders, right?
Yep.
I'm working towards that. I feel like I'm getting very, 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 very close. Do you feel like you are consistently profitable? Have you reached that level? And if so, how do you know?
So I feel like I am at the level of getting ready to start being consistently profitable. I'm at break even, I believe. And so the cool thing is this: it's not even the strategy now at this point, because I can call the market up and down now, right? after doing, so much back testing and so much market replays, and shout out to Ninja Trader for that market replay for sure. But going back through and retesting my strategy and taking live trades, and at this point, to be honest, I don't know about y'all, that if you trying to learn how to trade and I'm gonna just say you play sports or you just competitive person, period. Revenge trading is my number one thing that tear me up in markets, right? And so the reason why is because you don't want to lose. And with trading, you gotta
don't want to
love
leave
losing.
the day red. That's what.
Right. And you gotta love losing, right? You gotta reverse your psychology here and say, all right, I'm not gonna win every day, but eventually, if you get rid of the fear of losing, you start winning more, because now you're not scared to take a play, and that's something that Paris preaches every day. Like, y'all just emotional, bro. Like, stop being emotional. I'm like, man, what you mean, bro? Like, I'm trying to get this dub. You know what I mean? So, but now I'm at a point to where, like, I just take a trade and I let my stop loss do the rest. When I take a trade, I believe in that trade. You see what I'm saying? I believe in that trade, and I'm willing to risk this amount if I'm wrong, right? But the cool thing is this week I'm up almost 4K on the week.
Nice.
You know what I mean? And so I feel like tomorrow, I should probably. Today I could have made. To be honest, the trade that I took, I could have made 15,000 today. But I've been working on. So go ahead.
No, I said, what happened? Why didn't you make it?
I've been working on being consistent with making $1,000 plus just $1,000 a day. So when I hit my 1,000, to be honest, the market opens at 9:30 for stocks, which is options and stuff.
Your time, 8:30 my time.
Yep, 8:30 your time, 9:30 Eastern my time. But futures is open 23 hours a day, and it only closes between 5 and 6. But I love the volatility of the stock market that I trade my futures just like my options. So the market opens at 9:30. Just this week alone, I've been done before 9:40 every day.
Yep.
I done had my 1,000 within 2 minutes.
Yep.
Of the market opening, and I'm done. And it feels so good because, like I said, this is an infinite money glitch. I don't know anywhere that you can make $1,000 and be done. If you did that and just trade in general, that's 252 trading days out of a year. That's $252,000 a year.
Right. What you said right there. I love futures for that reason, because I really could have been done before the market even opened. Like, I already had the money. Then get back in trying to trade New York, mess it up. But we kind of already talked about this, but now I want to talk about community. So, like, how important is it for you as a trader to be connected to other traders? And what's your favorite part about trading with the squad?
Like I said, Superb Trades, Paris and Phil, they care, right? They care about the people in the community. It's been so tight knit in the community that everybody knows everybody now. Everybody's been on this journey for a while, and but I would say with community, it's definitely important to trade with a community of people, so you can see the struggles, hear the struggles, see people making money when you're not making money. It motivates you. So I feel like community is everything.
Absolutely. After we come from community, now we switching over to the psychology and risk management. We kind of spoke on that a little bit already, but my question to you is, how has your psychology and risk management changed since you first started trading?
It's funny that you asked that question, because when we first come into trading, the goal is making money, right? We don't think about surviving, right? We don't think about surviving for the month or surviving for the
right.
week.
It's about that day. The whole thing. I traded the whole account, one trade.
So the goal about the risk management now is, we can't look at, we lose today and we get angry. We got to look at, okay, like, what happens for the next 21 days? Because there's 21 trading days in a month, typically. We got to look at that. You know what I'm saying? So surviving, making the money, and keeping the money, right? Not giving it all back. So it's one of those things where you gotta, if you make $5,000 one day, you want to survive on that 5,000, right? It's money management, like not spending your money, right? So for us, spending our money would be losing a bunch of trades, right? So if you can make that money, right, and have a good 2 days at the beginning of the week and start coasting, and saying, okay, I can risk this, I can risk that. And let's say you do lose. Let's say you lose the next 3 days, right? But you made 5K in the first 2 days. Shoot, in those 3 days, you can lose up to 2 to 3,000. Or you could say, I don't want to give back half. My goal is to not give back half. So what does that mean for you? Well, you're gonna be scaling down in contracts, right? And really just focusing on taking those A+ setups if you are gonna put on size, and recognizing the day. Like, we had a choppy day yesterday. It was horrible. So it was like,
Today was something
I
else.
played with one. Yes, today was good. I actually, I caught me a nasty trade.
Today
But
was
it
choppy
still
though.
was choppy though. It still was choppy though. So you definitely you have to recognize the day and recognize when to put on size and when not to put on size. And if you're gonna put on size, don't risk a lot of money. Like, don't risk your account on choppy days. Like,
So
recognize
tell
that
me,
it's choppy
right.
and walk
So how
away.
did you use to trade before you realized this? Like, what was your
Man,
psychology around that?
I used to try to go dummy. After see, after seeing when people make, like, I'm telling you, like 100,000, 300,000, 400,000 in a day, I'm like, oh yeah, I got to go crazy. Get in that thing and get toe off. Look, and get in there and get toe off. So I had to definitely I had to humble myself for
Yeah,
sure.
absolutely. What was your biggest psychological barrier that kept you away from becoming consistently profitable? Like, what was the biggest one out of all of them that you think was the biggest thing preventing you from becoming like consistently profitable?
Now what it is, I know the markets.
Mm-hmm.
I know them enough to go in there and make the money I make now.
Mm-hmm.
But now it's just more of a psychology kind of thing. Like, if you lose, it's okay, right? Setting that daily loss limit and being okay with getting spanked. Because it's easy to walk away when you make 1,000, but when you lose 1,000 and you know what you're doing, like, nah, like, I set the goal for 1,000. If I lose that, I don't care if it's going to the moon, bro. You got to walk away, because what happens is, now it's like, if you didn't get it right in 2, 3 trades,
Mm-hmm.
what makes you think you'll get it right on the fourth trade? Your psychology already tore off,
Mm.
right? Or even if you lose back to back, when you lose back to back, it's like, oh yeah, bro, I'm gonna take this last one, but if this gets smoked, I gotta be done, because I'm
Right.
not.
Yep.
So
Yeah. So
that's what it is now.
my issue would be like, say for instance, I win and then something happened and I lose and then I win it all back, right away, like 3 trades like that. So it'd be like boom, boom, boom. And then finally my last
Yep.
one, I made all the profit and I'm like, I'm good for the day. But so it'd be like, if I feel like it's too easy, say for instance, I get in the market and I easily make 500 in like seconds. And then I'll be like, that was too easy. It's almost like I'm looking for it to be hard. So it's like, and then I get back
You
in
hit
there.
it on the head.
That's
You
it
hit it
right
on the
there.
head. I did that. I made $1,300 on Tuesday. I mean,
And
no,
it,
Wednesday, Tuesday or Wednesday. I made like 1,300. Man, I'm
mm-hmm.
talking about in seconds. I'm like, man, let me go get me one more. Man, let me tell you what happened, bro. I made 1,300, gave it all back, then came back and bust them across the head and made 1,300 again.
But you could
Well,
have
actually, I
done.
was up. Yeah, I was up like 1,500. You see what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Because I was down 200 after I lost. I was like, dang. So I ended up catching a trade for like $1,600. I said, oh yeah, I'm out. 1,300. I ain't doing that no more. I'm not doing it. If I make $1,000 in the first 10 minutes, 5 minutes, I'm done. I'm not getting no more. I don't care. You know what
Yes,
I'm saying?
but
I don't
look,
care.
you know what it is? We value when it's hard work. So look, like you just said, this is what I do all the time. So you made the 1,300, the first, say for instance, the first 10 minutes, you made 1,300. Man, that was too easy. I'm going back for some more. Then you lose, and now you feel like you have to work hard for that 1,500. So now that you made the 1,500, whatever, now you like, I'm done, because now psychologically you exhausted. I had to work hard for that. But when it's too easy, you just be like you
Yeah.
looking for it to be like you want to have to work hard, like that's what I've noticed
And,
about
and
myself.
and that makes sense that you say that, because the craziest part about this trading journey is we should be walking ATM machines. Why should we care if we make $1,000 in 5 minutes or 10 seconds or 15 seconds? Like, if you make it, bro, be gone. Like, the goal of trading is to get free. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? To get free and take that money and go invest it into other things that you like to do to create additional income sources.
Yeah, but you know
So,
who out of our group who I feel like do that the best that I've seen, who able to walk away easy, like once they make their money, regardless, like even if it's easy, like they will walk away. Philip, he will walk
Oh
away
yeah.
like, I'm done. I'll be like, he really, and I'll be sitting there like, nah, I want to go back for some more. He figured it out. Like, you just gotta keep it moving, because I'd be like, I could have been done 2 hours ago. Why am I sitting here and all to make back the same amount of money that I just lost? I just wasted my time. Right.
Man, I'm telling you, that is true. And if you stay on in a community where you still watching the charts, don't do it. Don't do it, because you will take another trade and then you're gonna be sick. And because you just sat there and told everybody, oh yeah, I made 1,300, I'm done for the day. And then you still hanging around. But what I've done now is I trade from my computer. Like, it's upstairs. Once I say I'm done, I cut everything off and run downstairs. Because if at any point I start looking at these charts, I'm gonna want some more.
Yep. Yep.
So I say, nah, man, I'm done.
Absolutely. All right. My next question for you is so they say trading shows you who you are in real life. What have you noticed about yourself that showed up in your trading?
Man, I'm impulsive. Because like if a new if some new Jordans come out, or something like that, something I want, and it come out today, like, why can't I wait till tomorrow to go get it? It's the same for trading. Like,
Impatient.
I,
You're impatient.
yeah, so I'm not patient. But now that I've had a daughter, I'm learning that. Like, I'm learning patience, right? So it's helping me out. I'm anxious, right? I'm an anxious person. And I got a little bit of greed in me, just a little bit. So I didn't know I had it, but I got it.
What tips do you have for new traders still working on finding their consistency and making and keeping their profits?
I would say, starting out, definitely find a mentor. Having a mentor, number one, and investing in education is going to speed up your process more than anything, right? So getting a mentor, be on YouTube, getting your hands on, trading psychology books, and understanding that risk management is key. Your mentor or whoever you watching, their strategy works most of the time. So risk management, lock into that. That's number one. Trading psychology. Understanding that when you lose, it's okay. Start trading, get in the market, and glue your eyes to these charts and watch how these patterns form. And eventually, as you watch it and get that screen time, you just start accelerating yourself a lot more, right?
Yeah.
Profitability comes with time in the market. The markets, I mean, it's just risk management. It's getting that check deposited once you make the money, and understanding how you gonna spend it for the rest of the week. And what I mean by that is how not to give it back for the rest of the week. Trading is about surviving. So just learn to survive on that $1,000, because once you make the money, the 1,000, you just building upon that. So who cares if you make $200 the next day? Because I guarantee you, if you made 1,000 and then I came to your house and delivered $200 every day, you're gonna say, shucks, I'm getting paid $200 just sitting at the crib.
Can you name a rule that you set for yourself that has helped you get closer to your long-term consistency? And why did you choose that rule?
Well, actually, psychology, because risk management is taken care of with my stop loss. But psychology is that number two thing, which is once I make my money, do not go back and get no more.
Discipline.
Yeah, just discipline, like focusing on discipline, and just really focusing on that, because you could say you done, but in your soul, you're not really done. And you got to fight that, right? You got to fight the urge to want to make more
Me
money.
today, literally today.
Yeah. You got to fight that urge. So discipline was, I'm telling you, like, I used to get so upset with myself. Like, why did I got real quick. I was up in a prop firm account. I was up like $6,000 in 3-4 days.
Mm-hmm.
And the market just took off without me one day. And I made $2,800 that day. For y'all listening, who made $2,800 in less than, I'm gonna say, an hour?
Mm-hmm.
Like, from the comfort of your own home. I made $2,800 and wanted some more. Like, I didn't just get out the Navy a couple years ago and my check was only like $2,200. I just made $2,800 today. And I want some more. Like, that's crazy. Discipline, make your money, and I don't care what you see. The chart's gonna always run without you. And just understand that you're not gonna catch the whole move. So just be done.
Right there, the fear of missing out. All right, I ain't gonna take any more of your time. I thank you so much for this interview, man. I think you're gonna help a lot of traders with this and helping them see that they ain't the only ones struggling, with some of these issues. But
100%.
there's a light at the end of the tunnel. You on your way to consistent profits. I feel like the whole Superb Trades group, like us that's been in there around the same amount of time, I see huge amount of growth from the team.
Yeah.
For real.
Yeah,
Huge amount.
same to you. I mean, trading is like college, you know what I'm saying? You got to pay your dues to the market, you know what I'm saying? Just like you got to pay them dues to get in that class, and hopefully you make an income after, you know what I mean? And
Yep.
change your family's life. So trading is that thing. You just got to put the time and effort in. It's a high income skill. I mean, you could change your family's life. You change your family tree. You could change your kids' life. You know, as you learn in these markets, you teach them a little bit about candlesticks and stuff like that. So when they get ready to get in, high school, they ain't coming to mommy and daddy asking for, let me get, the new BMW or the Benz, because they've been trading as well. And they got the money in the,
Right.
to do it out of their trading account. So that's what
Right.
it's about, man. You know what I'm saying? So
Exactly.
I appreciate you for having me and being on here. So
All right.
appreciate you for sure. And
No
I see
problem.
you killing it in the markets.
I do a little something.
If you guys want to reach me,
Yep.
Be the Futures Trader. I'm not as active on there, but if you got a question, you can DM me. And then, just like my mentor said, make this money and disappear. So that's why I'm not as active on there.
I'm gonna have all his information down in the comments, so y'all be able to reach him. All right, I'll see you. Look, I'll talk to you tomorrow in the markets. All right, thanks.